In this video, I'm going to show you how you can connect Perplexity to the context of every single client call that you have. As someone who has an AI automation agency, I have a lot of client calls. Most of those calls are recorded and I have the transcript saved. However, I was thinking to myself, how do I connect this to a front-facing LLM like Perplexity, where I could create a space and I could connect and interact with Perplexity, and it has an update knowledge base of my client interactions. That's not static. It's not me having to continuously upload documents, upload transcripts, but it literally dynamically pulls using an automation in the latest transcripts from the latest calls, and I can just continuously just interact from the one starting point, the one input point of Perplexity. In this video, I'm going to show you how I've created a Zapier automation, a super simple Zapier automation that takes my client transcripts from Fathom and connects it into a knowledge base that then is connected to Perplexity. We're gonna get straight into the video. Let's go. Alrighty, so we're in Zapier, super simple two-step automation. We're gonna start with Fathom. Fathom is an AI note-taking meeting recording application. It is my favorite one. I use it with all my client calls. I covered it in the past on my channel, so you can go check out some videos around the features and just the deep dive into Fathom itself. But basically, it will transcribe your video meetings on Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, whatever the case is. And the trigger for this is a new transcript. So whenever we have a new meeting and there's a new transcript, it triggers, right? So we don't have to indicate that at all. As soon as you have your meeting, as soon as it's done, this automation will kick off. How do we go about doing this? To set it up, create an account on Fathom. There'll be a link in the description below. Go check them out. And you trigger it with a new transcript event. Once that's done, we'll move to configure. Here, you're going to trigger on my meetings. And finally, we're going to go to test, and we're going to continue with the selected record. Here, you can test your step. You can see it brought in the transcript from a little demo recording that I did a couple of weeks ago, which is only 2 minutes long. So it's just to showcase for this demo. So as you can see, it's pulled in that transcript over there. We're going to continue with that selected record. Then second of all we're going to do, all the automation is going to do, is create a Google Doc within a folder on our Google Drive and place that transcript into the file. That is it. But we need this, and I'll show you why. So you want to connect to Google Docs. Create document from text is your action event. So it will create a new document and you connect to your account. When you configure the document name, I've put it as the meeting title because Fathom is going to do that hard graft on your behalf where they're going to use AI to name the meeting according to what it was discussed. So that's the perfect title for your document. And then the content, put the title again, as well as the actual transcription, right? And in order to add these, super simple, just do a / and it opens up a whole bunch of Copilot suggestions, and then or you could just go and select them from Fathom itself. And there's the transcript plain text is your transcript itself. So that's super simple. Then you're gonna connect to your Google Drive. I've created a new folder called AI Agency Meetings, which I've got over here. And once you've created that, everything else can be left as is. You click continue, and then you're gonna retest that step just to see that it is executing correctly, which I've already done. And you can see it has, and it's successful. A piece of advice with Zapier or any automation software is test as you go, test each step so that you don't miss a step somewhere and something's not working. You want to build out this full automation and then it fails on step number 2 and everything else kind of fails from that, and you've got to do a deep dive and you don't know where it's stemming from. Just test as you go, and I found that that's the easiest thing. That doesn't really matter because we've only got a 2-step automation here, but the goal here is we have our meeting with our client, Fathom records that, which is awesome from them. And then our transcription is saved and it triggers Zapier automation to kick off, and it creates a new Google Doc in our folder AI Agency Meetings, and it saves it there. And that's all done, hands off. We don't even do anything. And this is continuously working. Once that's done, let's go to Perplexity. Now Perplexity, if you've ever used it, is an LLM with search functionality. So you can pick from a whole bunch of different LLMs. You can use Claude, you can use OpenAI, a whole bunch. Perplexity integrates with search functionality, which in my opinion really gives some of the best results because of that, and one of my favorite LLM tools to use. With that, they have got something called Spaces. Now Spaces is these little boundaried box, private, like kind of GPTs, if you can think of it, like if you use ChatGPT, like a little GPT, that's a cornered off little snippet of Perplexity that you can use and you can customize. So what you want to do is you want to come down to Spaces, and you want to go to private and create a new one. In here, you'll create a space. Very simple. So here we're going to say AI meetings, right? Or let's say AI agency meetings. The description is optional, so you can add in whatever you want. We're going to leave it blank for now, and you can have some custom instructions on how do you want the AI to respond or understand or anything. So you can just put in some custom instructions there so it has a little bit more of an understanding of how to respond to you. Is it more formal? Do you want it to be a little bit more sarcastic, a little bit more casual, whatever the case is? You can go ahead and do that. You can also add an emoji, which we'll actually do. Let's put this little emoji there. Cool. What you need to do now is you need to go right to add or upload files. So you're in local files. What you want to do is you want to come over to connector files. You want to say add files, and it will break it down to add a connector. So it's an external database of some sort, or Google Drive. We're going to say Google Drive. So once you've done that, it will connect to Google Drive. And here you're going to go to AI agency meetings. You're going to go there, you're going to select that folder. Now that folder is synced with your Perplexity space. So think about this. Whenever we create a new document, which is our transcript in the AI agencies folder, that is synced with Perplexity. And we can then go ahead and ask Perplexity about all of our client information. And we can leverage the beauty and the power of Perplexity and the models that it has attached in its own space. That is, this private little environment for us to ask anything we want about that. And it has full context about all the meetings that we're having. And you can create different spaces maybe for different clients, so there's no overlap. And you can literally create multiple versions of the Zap from Zapier, which executes it based on specific client words. But in a general sense, this is how it works as an overall. You can also just highlight the client name and it will pick up that context. So if we say, what is the problem happening right now with ABC company? Right, so if we had to ask this in general to Perplexity, it would use an external search or some sort of historical data about something else, and it's not going to be relevant to our client. But because we've got our client document connected and we spoke about it in that transcript, it should pick, right? It's looking at an impromptu thing and see ABC company referred to ABC Limited in the source. It's currently facing significant operational challenges, overwhelmed call center, lead generation difficulties, which is exactly what was covered over here, right? Struggling with call center and trying to understand how we can take some pressure off our call center, because then inundated with work and things to do. And that is the beauty of using Fathom together with, I guess, Google and Google Drive together with Perplexity. And I think it's an awesome, quick little automation that you can put together. And honestly, you could sell this to clients. You could approach people and say, do you want to have full context, within your organization with all your organizational files? And if they're okay to use something like Perplexity or, even a ChatGPT, but I found Perplexity works the best, you can set this up for them and charge them for it. So really, you could do this for yourself. You can do this for clients, but I think it's just super beneficial and useful. And there you have it. That is the video. Super simple, straightforward, an automation that you can put together in literally under 30 minutes. Go ahead, try it out. Let me know how you guys go. And one last thing I'll ask is, if you did find some benefit in this video, please consider liking and subscribing. We're getting closer and closer to 7,000 subscribers, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you guys so much. And other than that, drop a comment if you've checked this out. And if you have any questions, I'll jump in there and respond. But I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.